Hi, this is Bronwyn the Brave, and I'm showing the backwards loop make one increase. I'll show you two methods for the Continental style, where you hold your yarn in the left hand, and two for English method, where you hold your yarn in your right hand. I'm a Continental knitter, so I'll show you the one that I find the easiest and most natural for me. So I'm going to start by crossing my needles and pinching those, and so I have my working yarn is kind of dangling and my left hand is free to do all the work. So I'll start by taking my index finger from behind the yarn and going under, and then I rotate my wrist towards me and I catch that loop on my needle. And if you look here, it creates this lowercase e and the tail is on top. This creates a right leaning increase. So for Continental, right leaning, you go under from behind, rotate towards you, and get that stitch. So right leaning. If you'd like to do left leaning from Continental, you go in front of the yarn and under, and rotate your wrist away from you, and get that back strand. So now the tail is behind the loop and it's creating a left leaning increase. Now we'll get a couple more stitches on here. I don't know why, but okay, so bear with me here because I'm a Continental knitter trying to throw. But the important thing to know is that it's the opposite of the Continental. So when you're not focusing here. There we go. So in the English style, if you go from the front to back and then rotate away from you, you put that on your needle. You kind of have to go from behind, otherwise you create a yarn over, and you don't want a yarn over, you want it backwards. You want that to be a twisted yarn over. So now I have a right leaning increase because I'll do that again. So I go from the front to back, away, and then catch the stitch from the far side. So that is right leaning English style. And the way to tell is the leg that the working yarn is, which direction it's facing. If it's leaning towards I guess it's the top leg is what I mean to say. So the top leg of that loop is leaning to the right. Now to do the other side, the left leaning from English method, we're going to do from the back to front and then rotate your wrist towards you. So now the top leg is leaning towards the left. I usually just do the one method, the one that I find the easiest, and stick with that. You can pair them, which means that you would decide which direction you want them to point to. So if you have, this is your center stitch, you want them to point towards the center stitch. Some people prefer away from, some people prefer towards. Just decide and stick with it. But if you want to, you can angle them and pair them. So you would do left leaning and then right leaning, for instance. So like I said, the most important thing is to be consistent throughout. So that is the backwards loop, make one increase. It's actually also a cast on, so you might have done this before with a lot of backward loops, but it can also be a cast on, or a make an increase. So there you go. Check out my Girl's Best Friend shawl, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.